Hi everyone, welcome to week two. I'm going to change things up a little bit this week so that the distribution of the topics per day is more clear. The worksheets are going to be assigned per day so you know exactly what you have to work on for each day. And I will try to do the same for the videos. The first topic that we are going to study is circles. Now, hopefully, you thought about this before watching the video. Is the last topic that we discussed um, were polygons. Right? Polygons were shapes with multiple sides. Like you have four sides here, five sides here, oops, five sides here, um, 6, 8, and so on. So the idea is if the sides or if the number of sides keep increasing, what you get is a shape that resembles a circle. Right? So you can think of a polygon or a circle as a polygon with infinite number of sides. Whenever we study a new shape, we want to talk about the parameters that we need in order to describe that object. Now, in case of a circle, there's only one parameter that you need to define it, which is radius. In a more specific scenario, you would also have to specify where center is, but in general, just the radius is enough. Now, if the center point is O, then AO equals OB equals the radius. Sorry about that, is the radius. Which also means that if you take any 2 points on the circle, such that the line joining them goes through the center, that line is called the diameter, and you have this relation, which is that the diameter is 2 times the radius. Now there are some definitions. You can read about these terms. I will briefly go over some. Um, so you should be able to identify these objects. For example, a chord. That's any line inside a circle which does not go through the center. So in this case, CD is a chord. The diameter we've seen, an example would be AB because it goes through the center. Radius, where you could write AO, OB, OE. Anything that goes from the center to the edge of the circle is a radius. Circumference is the length around the circle. We're going to come back to this in the next page. Length around the circle. Which means if I start from E and I go around the circle and I come back to E, then what is the distance that I covered? That's called the circumference. Arc. Instead of going all the way around, if I go only from A to B, then in order to talk about that portion of the circle, we use the word arc. A tangent here in this diagram is CD. We'll be talking more about tangents later, but as a definition, it meets the circle at 1 point. Secant meets the circle at 2 points. So for example, EF. A segment of a circle is if you take a chord and you take the area under the chord, that's called a segment. Whereas if you take two radiuses, right, it's connected to the center of the circle, then it becomes a sector. Central angle is sort of clear by the definition that if I take this angle, then it's going to be called the central angle. Inscribed angle would be any other angle. that's not at the center. All right, in the next video, I'll be talking about circumference of the circle, how to find it, and just a few examples based on that topic.